Our next guest believes that if you fall down, you pick yourself up and get right back in the race. He's done it more than once. We're joined now by billionaire entrepreneur and businessman Bill Bartmann. Bill, thank you so much for being with us.
Claire, it's my pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
You have certainly had your share of successes and failures. Tell us a little bit about the failure side. How did it start out, and how did you move out of that phase?
Well, the failures part is always the more interesting part, because we've all heard these rags to riches kind of story. But dealing with the failures is really where the challenge is, and I've been blessed. I've been very fortunate that I've been able to find ways to deal with the things that have come in front of me. I started out with being a homeless kid at 14 years old and left home, joined a traveling carnival, did that for 2 years, and ended up being a gang member and an alcoholic by the time I was 17. Spent 5.5 years in high school and didn't graduate. So I had all of these things going against me, and then finally started figuring out that those weren't really slowing me down if I didn't let them. So instead I started using them to become positives in my life, and with that I've been able to turn it around fairly well.
Well, beyond the carnival, which I love, I'd love to just talk to you about that the whole time. That must have been incredible.
I'll show you my tattoos later.
Exactly, when we're not on air. But you've had successes and failures in a lot of industries: real estate, oil,
Indeed.
finance. Tell us a little bit about how, are there stories specifically from some of those times in any of those industries about how you overcame a failure that might help other people learn from your ability to turn it around?
Absolutely, Claire. See, that's the value of now being 59 years old and having gone through a whole bunch of successes and failures, is I've been able to figure out this pattern, and there really are some certain things that if you do, when you fail, you can pick yourself up quickly and easily, and it all starts with your own self-belief. It starts with understanding that even though we fail, and we will, every single one of us are going to fail. We'll fail in our health, we'll fail in our marriage, we'll fail in a business relationship, we will fail. But that isn't really us, it's just circumstance. And I'm not trying to say we should be in denial. No, we should accept it, but we also should understand that we have all this stuff inside of us that if we can just use it to go forward with, take this lesson, this learning from the failure, and use it to go forward, it's amazing what we can do.
Well, how did you, $1 million in debt at 38, a billionaire now, what are some specific tips you might be able to share with people who are looking to start their own business?
Well, there are several things that I encourage everyone to think about. And the very first part is make sure that the business you're going into is a business that you do have some aptitude, some skill, some training in. Most people get it backwards. They decide they want to go make some money. So they look around to see what other people are doing that are making money. And then they charge off to go do that thing, and they don't know anything about it, and then they have to figure out how to be good at that thing that you know and don't understand. If they did it the other way around, if they found out what they were good at, what they liked, what they enjoyed, what they knew, what they had some familiarity with, learning how to make money doing that is easy. So the very first premise is don't go chasing the money. Go chase what it is you love, and learning how to make money becomes very, very easy.
So start with what you like, and maybe you have a seed of passion for.
Absolutely. And when in your life and in mine, in everyone's life, there are certain things that we are good at, we're comfortable with, we feel like we know much or more than somebody else. Well, all we have to do is learn how to apply certain business principles to those things. And whether it be riding a skateboard, Tony Hawk's done pretty good riding a skateboard. Martha Stewart did pretty good making doilies. Bill Gates was some geek in a closet making computers. They found things they wanted to go do, and then they applied business principles to the thing. So I don't care if you're a gardener or a chef or whatever it is you love, there's a business hiding inside there.
But but you've been successful in a number of different industries. Where's your passion? What was your favorite?
My passion has been twofold. I have been blessed to give 2 opportunities. And the very first one is Kathy and I, when we were broke, when we were $1 million in a hole and in bankruptcy, we were being called by collection agencies all the time. They just did what they did. They kept calling us up trying to get us to pay. And we would say almost rhetorically, why can't somebody do this nice? Why can't somebody treat us with dignity and respect? And the light bulb went on and said, well, why don't we start such a company? So while in bankruptcy, $1 million in a hole from a kitchen table in Muskogee, Oklahoma, we borrowed $13,000. Now it took 12 years to build $1 billion company out of that one premise of treat people decently and you get rewarded.
Wow, and I bet that would pay off right now with a lot of homeowners too and the situations that they're dealing with.
Absolutely, and so that is probably the thing that I'm the second proudest of in my entire life, that we were able, she and me, we were able to change a pretty ugly industry into now a more civilized industry.
Now, I've also read that you are starting an online university.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
I think I'm supposed to. And I know this sounds corny or silly, but early in life we struggle with success. We want to be successful, and I certainly had my dose of that. And then you get to a certain point where you really want to be significant. You want to make a difference in the lives of others. You really want